Right, just going live. Sovereignty is key. Going to be joined by Vince, Divine Masculine Mindset. Let's see who's going to join us. Welcome, welcome. Happy Friday, everyone. We're just getting started. Good. We got good number of people jumping straight in the live. That's what we want to see, because we're going to be doing an hour and it's going to be gone. But it's going to be on the page afterwards. Many people like to watch these lives afterwards. So we're going to get Divine Masculine Mindset, Vince, on the live today. Thank you very much for joining in, everyone. King.
Hi, how are you?
Very well, my friend. How's it going, brother? All right, we're just getting started. So we got a few people jump straight in, which I like to see. Happy Friday, everyone. Let's just wait for a few people to join in. Just say hello to some of you guys. Yeah, I recognize some handles here. Good. So today's going to be a very important live, so don't go anywhere.
Yeah.
If you just joined us.
Important discussions to have.
Hey, Niema. It's Crazy Girl.
Yeah.
Into the rabbit hole we go. Much love, Maria. Joseph Flowers. All right, we got a good crowd of people coming in. Good. Happy Friday, everyone. Hope you all have a great week. Had a great week. This is going to be an awesome live. So we got Vince here, Divine Masculine Mindset, joining me today. How's it going, brother?
Thank you for having me in today. Thank you.
Of course, man. Of course.
Yeah.
Of course. It's my pleasure. It's been a while, this one. It's been a long time coming, should I say.
Yes, exactly. Everything in divine timing always. But we're ready now. Yeah.
Of course. So, we met via Instagram. And
yes.
It's funny, actually. Do you remember when we first... I think I sent you a message, but you didn't know who I was, and you kindly like I don't know who you are, but I'll watch your stuff when I get a chance. And then, the reason I reached out to you, because I had, you get a calling. Your soul knows who to connect with.
Exactly. It's a resonance.
Exactly. And the resonance. Yeah. And, I resonated with some of the stuff you were sharing. And, we hit it off from there. So we've sort of kept an eye on each other. We watched each other's pages and liked what we saw. And we've done a couple of lives before. Niema joined us before. And the Love Beings, we had some lives with Love Beings. If anybody missed those, they're worth checking out. They're on the page.
Yes, they are all my videos on my YouTube channel. So it's easy to find everything we did before there. It's very easy to find. Yes, it was a nice live with the Love Beings, and it was a beautiful channeling that we had with you. Yeah.
Absolutely. So sovereignty is key. This is what we're going to be talking about today.
Yeah.
It's absolutely. This is something that's been coming to me a lot recently, because we get tested, and in this world, it's easy to forget what power you have. And you get a choice. You can be weak, a weak human being, right? Or you can be sovereign, right? Lower self or higher self. You can align with either or. It is a choice, but it takes work to align with a higher self and be sovereign. It don't just happen overnight. Like, it's work. Like, you got to build yourself. You got to create yourself, right? Like, exactly. Right? We're doing work. Like, this is on a daily basis. This is not something that just happens. You don't just become a sovereign being overnight, right? It takes effort.
We have been programmed the other way around. We have been programmed to be slaves.
Absolutely.
Reverse that program for yourself. So yeah, it takes a lot of work.
Absolutely. So what we'll start off with, we'll just let a few more people to join in. And what we'll start off with is maybe you talking a little bit about sovereignty yourself. Yeah, you take the stage, man. I'll let you talk.
Yeah, sure.
I've invited you on, and because I'm always on here talking, right? So I love to talk. I love to talk. I can't shut up. So once I start speaking, it just flows. So I like to get people on which are like-minded, which I connect with. I'm guided to connect with. It's not like a choice that I make, really. It's a choice. I like to think of it as a divine choice, because I don't really choose it. It's like a choice that's made for me that I have to follow up with, you know?
Based on free will. At the end of the day, you make the final call. But yes, I get what you mean. So yeah, and me, it's a bit the other way around. I've not been really active on social media for, let's say, the whole summer, because before we were very active on social media with all the channelings, with the love beings. But like I said in my previous live, I went the other way around. So I just went all within. I went really, really deep. So a very, very deep journey. So I got like a very, very interesting process. But now I'm back. I feel that I need to speak now and just to upload stuff in this realm. So this is the way to go. So yeah, sovereignty is based on, because for the people that are new, we have been contacted by beings from higher realm, the love beings, about a year ago. So they just like came through Yama that she is a channeler. Yeah, so basically we're in touch with them since that time. And you know, you can judge the tree by its fruits. So everything that came to us from them, like their teachings and the knowledge they shared, like it's all like very, very powerful and spot on. It's all about to empower us, to give us like knowledge to be able to rise. And we are having help, you know, from it's not just in this realm that the things are going on. It's on multiple dimension and all that. So it's everything happened at the same time, and many different beings are involved to help us and to help themselves as well in that process. Because that ascension process is for everyone, in the multiverse. It's not just for us. So yeah, so basically, based on their teachings and what we resonate a lot with, just to recap, like today we speak about sovereignty, which based on their teaching is like level 3 of ascension. So just to recap, like level 1 is everything related to the law of attraction. So many of us, like we know already, like the law of attraction is the real thing. And, you know, like the book, The Secret and stuff like that. So we know about that. So this is like level 1. And that I've been aware of that like since many, many years ago. It's like the entry level of higher consciousness. And then, let's say level 2 is to be more aware of, let's say our all like galactic history, like our cosmic origins, and know more about like the star seeds. Thing. So this is like a massive step, like more than just the law of attraction. And then level like 3 is sovereignty, because we can know about all that, but we have to be sovereign, because every being is a sovereign being by itself. In every dimension, it's like we have to tap into that sovereignty. So this is level 3. And this is the focus that we will have today. So I feel that a lot of focus has to be put on that level, because many are not like, are still stuck more at level 2. I could say. And also in the previous live we did with Love Me, like they can scan like the collective, and this is what they see, like the majority is still at level 2, and then more you go up, the lesser people are there, but we are all heading there based on our free will if we're willing to do the work. So level 4 is to master the elements, and level 5 is to really understand omnipresence at a deeper level. So yeah, so I don't know if you resonate with that, Cam, on your side.
Absolutely. I've heard you speak about it, and I absolutely resonate with it. You know, everyone has their own way of explaining things. And I like that, because everyone is so unique, everyone is different. So it's very natural to have your own way of defining it, you know, and I like to personally be open to hear other people's perspectives and how they see it. But I absolutely agree, you know, there is a process to this, and I personally love to break things into strategies and processes, and like you do, stages, because you know where you're at. you know, and you know what you're focusing on, because otherwise it's all very abstract. Like, what am I doing? You know, there's no plan, there's no definition. So you have to define them, you know, you have to.
Our logical mind is still useful when you can use it like to its function, you know. It's like many are still trapped in their logical mind, but when you can use your logical mind for what it is designed for, and you're connected to your heart, then it's a good tool. So yeah, know the score that Yama said. Yes, to know where you are at in the game. When you know the score, you know, it's teachings that we got from other mentors. But knowing the score is to be able to locate yourself in the game. So if you're losing 10-0 and you don't realize that, I mean, it's better to know where you are. So,
I like that. Yeah, absolutely. So otherwise, you know, you're just lost, aren't you? And many people are like that. That's what they feel like, they're lost, because there's no real strategy. They don't know where they're at. You know,
strategy
and this is why I like you break it down into five stages of ascension, you know.
Yes. So this is the teachings we received, and it just like we resonate highly with that, and we made some videos about that on our YouTube channel. But yeah, so the next big step for many to reach is that sovereignty, because sovereignty, I mean, there's a lot to it, and it's being sovereign in every possible ways. I mean, fully sovereign. So to me, like the way I see that, like for a newer type of way of living, it's more to go back into what always has been and the way it is in higher realm by living with tribes. So because having countries like we have, which is just a country, I mean, it's not a real tribe. We don't even know your neighbor, you know. So it's not like a reliable way to live. So it's like countries are filled with slave people. So it's not like a tribe of sovereign being. So if you can have the opportunity to live in a tribe filled with solid, strong, sovereign being, then everybody can thrive together.
Absolutely. Yeah. Yes. I mean, we always say it, you know, right? Together we thrive, synchronized, right? What you're saying, you say it all the time, right?
We thrive, yeah. Other channeled message, and that, I mean, they just suggested me just to repeat that, and I invite everybody to repeat that, just to be in the ether, so more people can catch up on that principle. So together we rise, and synchronized we thrive. So
I love it.
At the end of the, when you understand level 5 of ascension to a deeper level, which is omnipresence, we're all one. So back to the law of one from the raw material. So this is for level 5, but we will keep the focus on level 3. But synchronize, if we can all synchronize together, then everybody will thrive, because the way that we live here currently in this realm, it's all fake, and it's all everybody competing against each other. So nobody is really synchronized. And oftentimes, maybe even within the same family, people are not even synchronized within their own family, with their community, with their neighbors, with their kids. So it brings what it brings, you know. So it's not optimal. It's not what people really want deep down. So yeah.
Yeah. So synchronicity is key. Equality. So I like the way you've broke it down, because sovereignty comes first. So it's like loving yourself, but recognize your own power, recognizing your own power first, because then you can assist the others, right?
Yes.
But then I like the fact that at stage 5, it's synchronicity. You know, it's about the omnipresence.
Omnipresence.
It's about the collective. It's about everyone, right? This is why we do what we do. This is why we have the calling that we do, right? Because it's all well and good that you grow yourself, you rise. But when you get there, I mean, for me personally, you know, everyone can speak for their own personal experience, but for me personally, when I consider what I gained in enlightenment, I considered it a very, very profound experience. But the most important thing that I learned is that, like you say, you know, it's not just, it's no good really, just you or the next. It has to be on a collective. Like this has to, we have to rise as a collective, you know. So
Yes.
I see this as, you know, we're like the kings of the new earth in a sense. Like
Yeah.
20 years from now, we're just kicking off. We're just starting,
Yeah,
right? This
exactly. Yeah.
journey in a sense. I mean, we've been on the path a long time. I'm
Yeah.
sure you have and I have, right?
Yeah.
And I know our timeline has been about similar. Like 5 years ago, like the world fell apart, right?
Yeah.
You know, and then that, you know, you agree, right? Around about that time. So, you know, the world fell apart, like everything just started. You go through this phase of loss and losing, and your ego gets fucking challenged, right? Your ego has to get destroyed to some extent. And I get this from a lot of people because they just complain and they cower in because of all the problems and the tests and everything. You know, but this is what happens. You're going to get tested because you're going to get tested. Are you a weak motherfucker or are you sovereign? You know, because you're going to get tested because the new kings and queens of the new earth, they're not just going to, there you are.
Yeah.
They're going to have to go through the process.
Yeah, because in higher realm, I had those discussions about royalty and higher realms and all that, and it's all based on the soul achievement. It's not because of blood. It's not because you're born and you're a king because you have been born into that family and it's your bloodline. That's bullshit. This is the fake thing that we here in this realm. So like Niyama said, the new elite. So yeah, so the royalty, like royalty is the real thing, but it's based on soul achievement. This is what defines royalty, based on the soul achievement. And many
absolutely.
So every life is an opportunity for you to just, you know, continue your path.
Because most people look at kings and queens or government. That's really like sovereign in a sense to many. Like that, you know, they're living that out. Like they've taken control. They've taken control of the masses. You know, and that's how it's been working. There are other sovereign beings which are using that power to manipulate the masses.
Yeah.
Right. But the thing is, we all have access to the same power. And it's whether you harness it, you bring it in and you use it, because, you know, that's how, you know, the old kings and queens are falling, right? They're falling, right? So, you know, as divine beings, divine sovereign beings, you're going to be tested. You're going to be tested to see how much you can take, to see how much you can grow, because only through the struggles we grow stronger. We definitely, we do, you know? So, but this is where I see people make a choice, you know? Do you die or do you, are you reborn? You know, do you rise? Do you rise like the phoenix from the ashes?
Yeah, from your ashes, you
know, because you know, that's because the easy thing to do is just cower in and self-pity, you know,
victim
make excuses.
Victim.
That's the easy thing.
This is the mindset that is being pushed on people, is to be a victim, which is the worst mindset you can have. So yeah, so sovereignty, like sovereignty is there's many layers to it. So like myself, I consider myself sovereign on many level, but let's say a level that I'm not sovereign yet is I still depend on the government, let's say, to heat the house in winter.
Absolutely.
See? Yeah. So I'm not 100% sovereign yet. I'm working on that. So this is just one example. So like to be dependent on people above, like government, like just to be able for them to ensure your own survival, it's not being sovereign.
No, but that's all going to change, right? It's all coming. Yeah. Sorry about
it's
that.
All coming. It's what we are working on, and back to tribes and you know, the off-grid living mindset, and to be self-sustainable at every level. So this is what people need to think more and to create, because we know how we manifest. As we speak, we create. So just having those lives and throwing that information out there, like people will pick up on that, and more people speak about that's like, you know, the 100 monkey effect. More people will start just taking action and connecting with like-minded people and make it happen. So yeah, so this is like one thing, like one example where I personally, I am not sovereign. Energy-wise,
exactly.
just to, yeah. And other example that I can give is also a thing that I want to touch with you. It's about prophecies. I sent you a YouTube video on that. I think you watched it. So I don't know, like you, what is your take on prophecies? Let's say like the solar flash and other prophecies that when it will happen, then we will have the red carpet in front of us just to switch to new places and all that. So what is your actual, let's say, belief or on that?
Well, there's many theories and prophecies. I generally don't personally buy into much of it. That's just me. I personally don't.
Yeah.
So, you know, I tend to go on my own personal experiences and wisdom, downloads, you know, and everyone will gain different insights. I don't speak a lot about some of the insights that I get because a lot of the time, I don't think it's for anyone else. Sometimes it's just for you, you know. And you know, there's things that I know and believe about certain things in the future, but I personally don't discuss it. And the main reason is because I think everyone should make their own version of their future.
Of course, yeah.
That's and everyone, and I don't like to sway people's minds to look. This is the way it's got to be. This is the way you got to be thinking. I like to say, look,
because
it's all about being sovereign, right? You know, at the end of the day, and if you're not getting it yourself, because that's a divine sovereign being, like, you know, yes, I believe they're, you know, the ultimate, right? God, the divine. There's a divine sovereign being, but we're made in that image, right? So, you know, like mini-me's in a sense, demigods. You know, that's the way I see it. And, you know, even in my book, I call it, you know, I call this a dream, right? I've spoken about this before. So as a dream, you know, if you really see things from the perspective of consciousness is everything, and meaning everything that we see is a reflection of consciousness. And a dream is a great way to see it, because a dream at nighttime, you're asleep in your bed and this whole world opens up in front of you and you're in that world. But it's a part of your consciousness. The world, the objects, the people in it is all a part of your consciousness. So there's no separation. So when I'm in this world, I like to keep reminding myself, this is my book, Live the Dream. It's called Live the Dream because I want to keep reminding myself I'm living the dream as the dreamer of the dream. So if I'm the dreamer of the dream, this again plays into everything else, like you know, the law of attraction as well. You know, if you're the dreamer of the dream, you can direct your dream to a very fucking, you know, to a strong degree. Just like any other dream at nighttime, you can't control everything. But if you are lucidly dreaming, and this is just a very, very lucid dream, everyone's waking up to the same dream every day, and it's a temporary dream, and that's why it's going to be over one day. But our soul is having a dream, and we're all a part of the dream. So I like to see it as, this is, you know, from my perspective, it's my dream. And from your perspective, it's your dream, right? You know, so
and it's the same consciousness right now speaking, experiencing itself through different perspective. So
absolutely, and everyone has their own way. Everyone has their own way of seeing the dream, right? Because it's their dream. It's their dream, and they have their own experiences within that dream. And so I like to keep bringing myself to this, and this reminds me all the time, like, because it's all about sovereignty. Because if you're the dreamer of the dream, you're not just the person in the dream. Like this object, this person is not the dreamer of the dream. This is something that's in the dream. This avatar.
Right?
Yeah, this avatar is within the dream. Just like when you have a dream at nighttime, you're not the person in the dream. You're the person asleep on the bed having the dream, right? So
I get your perspective. So me, where I wanted to go with that, with prophecies, I mean, it's personal to everyone. But me, what I wanted to say about that is, I like prophecies. I mean, if it happened tomorrow, fine. I'll be very happy about that. But in the meantime, I see like many people getting caught into like prophecies that they become like dependent on that, on their
Mm.
daily life. So this, it can be good and it can be a trap at the same time. Because let's say if you are in a very like low situation, like rock bottom, and that prophecies will give you hope, so which is good. Hope is better than desperation. But let's say everything that you're in a better position, and me, like last year, this is where I started to hear about that solar flash. It was like, okay, I'm like, could make sense and all that. So I was like, okay, so that's, if that happened, it would be like amazing. So why doing all that hard work when this will come or whatever? But it can slow you down. You know what I mean? So just to be mindful about that. So to me, I like prophecies, but it's more like a hobby. But it's not like my main grind.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah, I mean, there's prophecies which I've been, well, you could say I've been given insights into. But as I say, like it's for me to know when the right time comes to discuss them, I will. But I
Yeah.
personally don't. You know, it's so I have had visions and there's prophecies in here in my
Yeah.
mind, but
Yes.
there's the right place and time to discuss them. So
Because you don't want to take over other people's hologram, right?
exactly, yeah,
So
exactly.
a real master, okay, this is a teaching I received from, because now I have several teachers, because I went real deep into that channeling. So I have several teachers, and one of them told me, like, a real master don't take others people hologram over. So
Mm-hmm.
what you're doing is like, it's like what real masters do or don't do.
That's it. You got to be mindful of it because
Yeah,
I've been coaching, mentoring people a long time, and I've
yeah,
learned this. I've learned this. It's become a
yeah,
part of my nature. I'm very careful because words are so powerful, and especially when people are listening to you for advice, and you know, people
yeah.
log on to this stuff, and they rely on the knowledge and the wisdom we share. So
Hmm.
you've got to be very mindful with what you share. You know.
Yeah.
And sometimes I feel it. I feel when something is right. I don't really think it. I feel it. I feel when it's
The
right to share
heart. Yeah.
exactly, and it comes from the heart consciousness, right? So when
Yes.
you asked me that question, I knew exactly what you're getting at, but at the same time, I found it a bit hard to answer it because I know exactly where you're coming from, but I never really thought about it before, you know, and you was asking me to think about it. And I was like, how do I put this?
Yeah. Yeah. So that's something that I wanted to touch on in this live. Like prophecies are beautiful, but you have to be mindful about them. So me, like, I keep them on the back burner, and if it happened, it happened. If it don't, it don't.
Absolutely.
Something like to be sovereign, all as well as like males that want to tap more into their manpower and, like, let's say, become more like alpha or divine. Outcome dependence is a big thing. You need to be outcome independent, you know. So if it
Mm-hmm.
happens, fine. If it don't, it doesn't happen. So yeah, so this is things I just wanted to share in this live about prophecies. They are beautiful, but
Mm-hmm.
don't, like Nyama just said previously, like people will just. I just want to read her comment again here. It was beautiful, waiting for a savior, and they take no responsibility. So yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that's a big thing. So if you wait for a savior, you're not being sovereign. Nobody is
No,
a savior. Nobody. Like the teachers that we channel from higher realm, they are no saviors. They're like
no,
advisors.
absolutely.
They are
Mm.
advisors. And then you
You're absolutely
decide,
right.
yeah.
Mm.
So you decide, and after you decide, you receive the information, and after you decide what you do with it, nothing. Okay, nothing. Or you apply it, and then you see the benefit. So yeah, so I got so many like teachings, and I applied like what was resonating with me, and I see so much improvement since
Mm-hmm.
I started to be in touch with them. It's amazing. So it's always like to empower yourself
Mm-hmm.
and to become that best version of yourself and like fully sovereign. So
Mm-hmm.
my ultimate goal is to be fully sovereign. You know, to have my tribe somewhere in a paradise place, and like to rely on nobody for energy and for food, or until like we might be able to become like Breatharian, when we will elevate more our frequency and this is all like things that are really possible and that I feel that are coming. But for now, I'm still eating. So for the time that I'm still eating, I want to be sovereign about my food, my energy, water, like basic things that right now most people on planet Earth are not even sovereign on those things. So that's not optimal. So yeah,
it's crazy how long you can go on just water and breath, right? I mean, I fast every day. Like I do intermittent fasting anyway. Sometimes I
me
do
too.
longer fast.
Yeah.
And fasting is so, for me, it's so powerful. Like this is stuff you've got to do. Like we have rituals, right? We have rituals on a daily basis. Like there's a lot of conditioning that we're trying to undo. You know, there's a lot of conditioning that we're trying to undo, which naturally, if you don't do anything, you're just aligned with a lower shitty self. That's the way I look at it, right?
A lower time for yourself.
Yeah, exactly. But if you, from the moment you wake up to the moment you go to bed, right? If you make a conscious effort to bring yourself up to rise, right? Like first thing in the morning, I like to wake up early, go for a walk in nature, connect with nature, and I'll spend an hour under 30 minutes before I do anything else. Just me and nature, like me and God's world, right? That's it. It's just me and that. No people, no card, nothing, right? I even before my children, everyone wake up, I'm gone. I'm like just me and nature. That's it. Find my true nature. Come back, have a cold shower, like a normal shower, then cold shower. Cold shower for me, like even just now,
every day.
I just had another cold shower. Cold shower is so powerful. It's so powerful. Like I know you do it as well. We have similar rituals. The breath work.
Yes.
Right.
No, we do breath work every morning with my kids. We like as well. Like I wake up before everybody else. I train while everything is quiet. I have my moment. I listen to my audios and I just train. And after wake up the kids, then we have now we started to do that like a daily boot camp for the kids, you know, just to move. And we do
doing the breath work as well, the camera breath work. You guys doing it? I teach my kids it.
Yeah, so we apply what you teach us in the live we did together. So we do that breath work every morning with the kids. So it's just like a super powerful ritual. And you spoke about fasting. I just want to do a quick shout out to Niamat, which she's fasting right now. So it's going to be her longer fast, 5 days. So she will eat. She will break her fast tonight at 7. So very proud. I mean, yes, because
well done, Niamat. And
people,
do you use tools like the fasting salts to go longer when you do the longer fasts?
Like me, I did like very long fast, but I was not using salts or stuff like that. Like, let's say I was doing dry as long as possible. So far my longest dry fast has been like 5 days, and then followed by water fast.
Same here. 5 days is all you need, though. That's enough.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Especially when it's dry. So it's much more powerful. But it's challenging because it cleans the body to such a deep level. It's like a supercharge you, like it's a whole reboot of your avatar. So get a lot of stem cells and all that. So fasting is a powerful thing. I just wanted to do a quick shout out to Niama. So I'm very proud of her. It's a longer fast. And what I noticed with your breath work that we now practice, it's like fasting. You need to work up to it, you know, because when you do that breath work, like you get all dizzy and all that.
You get lightheaded and dizzy, right?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
I try to warn people. This is why my breath work comes with a warning, because people underestimate what it makes you feel like. Because I only say like 10 breaths, right? If anybody doesn't know the camo breath work, we do a little bit right now, yeah?
Hi, sure. Yeah, I wanted to do one with you so everybody can see.
Yeah, let's do it. I like to put a bit of music on in the background.
Yeah. So we'll just do like a 10 breath, right?
Yeah, so what we do, 10 full exhalations out. Yeah, and with each exhalation, we're releasing and let it go. Yeah. And then we pause for a few seconds, and then 10 full inhalations in. With each inhalation, think of it as that you're remembering who the fuck you are. That's when you're bringing in the power. That's when you're bringing in that sovereign being power, right? Yeah. The life force energy. So first, we're getting rid of all the negativity, just releasing, letting go. It always begins with letting go. So I always start with letting go, right? And then it's inhale, and that's bringing in the life force energy. And then we hold the breath, because then you're embracing that that spirit, the spirit of breath. You're embracing it.
And this
And
is when you
then,
get that DMT spike.
absolutely, absolutely. You know, and this is where breath work is like, it's key. Like, you know, we say sovereignty is key, but you've got to feel sovereign. You've got to do stuff that makes you feel like that, right? You know, I say, you know, on my courses, I say, you know, it turns you into a demigod, right? Like you can be a normal human being or you can be a demigod on this planet. That's what it is for me, right? That's being sovereign, you know.
Yes.
You know, that's being sovereign. It's not about being just like a normal human being. It's about being much more a
We
sovereign
have so much
being.
more potential, so why not tap into it and do the work going through that with
Absolutely.
every little action that we take? So yeah.
So we do 10 full exhalations out, slight pause, and 10 full inhalations in. Then we just hold the breath for about 30 seconds, and then there's just some rhythmic breaths in and out
Yeah, rhythm,
afterwards.
like the
Yeah,
ocean.
yeah. So we'll do it together. Yeah, is ready? All right, let's go.
I'm ready.
Exhalation out.
Yeah.
You're still holding your breath.
Yeah.
You're doing the
Okay,
longer one.
okay, yeah, but I will just do the. Yeah. Anyways, powerful stuff. So anybody that is new to that,
Masters.
it's Cam that introduced me to it. So I knew that I had to get into to breath work, and we all have our strength. And I know that for you, like those breath, it's your forte. Like you're very good at it. So people can learn a lot from you from that.
Mhm.
So
Yeah, my thing is, you know, everyone has their skills, everyone has their go-to, you know. This is where it's all about being unique. It's about being
yes,
you. Like I've learned breath work from many, many different sources, but I created my own because
yes,
that's what being sovereign is. Being sovereign is you're divine, man. Like stop being followers, right? But
yeah,
you gotta learn, have mentors, coaches. We've got to be
yeah,
opening up and learn from each other.
yes,
But
yes,
then you take that information on and then you make it your own, right?
yes,
That's what we do, right? So we learn from each other, we learn from other people, but we make it our own. It's like I learned Qigong from many different masters and Tai Chi, but then I create my own Qigong, right? Which is my thing is always make it fun. Like
yes,
I do find a lot of methods are quite boring for many, like, you know, and if you're gonna do it every day, at least make it fucking fun, right?
yeah.
You know?
Find your way to it. Yes, exactly. So yeah,
Yeah.
so there is the, let's say, guidelines, and then you can customize it to your own preferences, because everything is in life is about preferences. So if
Hmm.
you are a real sovereign being, you will live your life according to your preferences. And
Hmm.
preferences, nobody is to judge preferences. So you have your preferences, good for you. I have mine, good for me. So
Hmm.
everybody respect each other preferences, and this is on every level. Let's say from sexual preferences to the preferences how to do your breath work, or it's all about preferences. And we are
Hmm.
free sovereign beings that are here to enjoy that life experience according to our own preferences, flavor, and all that. And then we associate with people when you are your true self, and when you can emanate your real nature, when you are like free from all that mind control and all that, and you can express your real authenticity. When you're authentic, then you will attract in your field people that have a similar frequency, because it's all about frequency. And then yeah, so in the new world, like people will get together based on their frequency. So as we evolve, then we meet someone, and like right away, more and more, it takes, we know like much quicker if we resonate or not with someone in front of us. So if we resonate, fine. If we don't, fine. Love and light to you, and I wish you the best on your path, but I don't really resonate, so fine. I mean, I wish you to find as many people with who you resonate with. So yeah.
Yeah, and we find each other. Our souls are connected. That's the way it works. Our souls are connected. That's why we found each other. That's why we together we thrive, right? That's what it is all about, right? It's like we can only do so much ourselves, only so much. Like if we're really serious about this consciousness as a collective, we've got to help each other. We've got to work together. Like we've got to do things like collaboration lives, and we've got to find other people that we synchronize and connect with, right? Because we're all one, like omnipresence. It's equality. It's about being the law of one. We're all one at the end of the day. But whilst we're here, we need to connect with the ones that we can resonate with, we can grow with, and we can help each other. Like we assist each other's growth.
Yes. And then together we create that meta-organism, It's like our body is like bacteria, viruses, parasites. When you look into a microscope, our body it's a meta-organism of a bunch of small organisms. So together as human beings, when we meet and attract people that we resonate with, we create like that meta-organism. And that create a healthy meta-organism. So right now, the society is more like a cancer. Like you don't resonate with your neighbor, and it's people like fighting all the time with their kids and all that. So it's more like a cancer type of organism. But when you heal, and then you tap into what we just discussed in that life, and then together, like we create that, and we create that healthy meta-organism. This is how we can thrive, being synchronized. Like musicians, if they're not synchronized, the song will be horrible. But if they are really synchronized, the song will be amazing. So it's all about to be synchronized to a deeper level. Yeah, I see.
And authenticity, right?
I'm grateful Thijs just joined. I resonate a lot with Thijs, with what he teaches and all that. I resonate a lot with him. Yeah. Doing amazing. Like a gift that Thijs has is like his speech is on point, like the way he expresses himself, it's powerful. So very gifted. So yeah, everybody brings their gift to the table, and that's what it is.
Absolutely. And that's what authenticity is about. It's about knowing yourself, knowing what's coming from you, and expressing that. Self-expression is so important. Like express who you want to be, express who you are, right? Express that, because not what others want of you and what others want to see you as. Express who you are from within. This is what I do on this page. I just express who the hell I am, right? I don't give a fuck whether some people get me or don't, right? I started this page over a year ago. It's like 20,000 followers plus, right? On Facebook, it's 102,000 followers. So someone's watching, right? I don't give a fuck about the people that come and go. They're not meant to be there, right? There's always going to be people which you can't please. They're not going to resonate with you, right? You said it yourself on the other live, right? When Niema started doing the channeling, people started running away, right?
Yeah.
You do get that. And to be honest, when I had you guys on last time, I had some people commenting like, oh, what's this all about? It's not what, I don't give a fuck, right? But this is my page. I'm bringing on the people I resonate with. If you don't resonate with them, fuck off. It's the way it goes, right?
Yeah. So what you mentioned about like pleasing people. So just a tip for all the men that are on their divine masculine path. Like being a pleaser is one of the most appalling thing for women. Women, they are appalled by pleasers. So it's just.
Hey, so brother Pete. He's a brother of mine, man. So brother P. He's a
Oh,
cool guy.
hey, welcome. So yeah, so just to be a pleaser, like nobody like pleasers. It's not. So just be your own self. Vibrate your own, like your unicity is your gift.
Mm-hmm.
Like what you brought in, and many people like will be shy and will be like shy to show like their gift, because sometimes like what you're afraid to show is your greatest gift. But by the program, you've been brainwashed to think that, oh, this is not, I need to hide that. But once you can like just break free from that back to sovereignty, when you can break free from that, you're truly sovereign, then you can just express that. And then bam, this is where the magic starts. Before
Yeah,
that,
exactly.
yeah,
That's what sovereignty is about. It's about being you and not being afraid. Don't care what anybody else thinks, because
it
that's
is
what's
what
going
it
to
is.
hold you. That's doubt and fear. That's doubt and fear. If you're worried
Yeah.
about what other people think and how other people see you, how the fuck are you going to be who you're meant to be? You can't.
Yeah.
You can't worry about that, right? You know,
At the
I've had people
beginning,
come on my live before, and you know, I'm talking about consciousness, and
yeah. So
they
at the
said, look,
sorry.
yeah, go on.
No, I just wanted to say at the beginning, when you will start doing that, people
Mm,
will just run away. Like, many will leave, but it's
yeah.
because you were not like that at the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
So and then new people will come in. So it's just
You
a
can't talk
blessing.
butterfly language with caterpillars. Absolutely right. You can't,
Yeah.
right? And the thing is, right, the media is still advertising news and stuff, right, to the caterpillars, right? But we've already become
Yeah.
butterflies, so we see
Exactly.
right past it, right? I mean,
Yeah.
this is happening on a mass scale on a consciousness level, right? So many people, you know, obviously with the COVID stuff and all the bullshit that was going on around that, a lot more people woke up to it. But there's two kinds of it. There's woke people and then there's awakened. There's a difference,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm just reading some comments. So yeah, we have amazing comments, amazing people on the live. So it's a beautiful life. So yeah,
Good stuff. Humanity's
yeah,
greatest strength and humiliation is my greatest weakness. Humility greatest strength and humiliation is my greatest weakness. Well, humility and vulnerability is key. Like, so many people are afraid to be vulnerable. But where does courage come from? Courage
yeah.
comes from being vulnerable. Like
Mhm.
when we go on these lives, right? You might get anxiety, doubt. I don't anymore. I just turn up and speak, right? It's natural. But I just don't give a fuck. But you know, there was a time where I used to speak, but I've been public speaking since 2005. That's what I do, right? So it's very natural for me. So
But
you
you
know, the
need to
divine
get
speaks
there,
with me.
work to get there. It's not
Yeah,
on your first life that you will have that confidence. You have to start
but
somewhere.
that
Yeah,
humility and the
yeah,
vulnerability is where the courage comes from. Because if you can be vulnerable, because
yeah,
what causes anxiety and doubt, fear most of the time is uncertainty. But if you truly embrace being vulnerable and you truly embrace humility, that's where the courage comes from.
yeah,
You can't have courage. If you try to think of a time where you had immense amount of courage, okay, and you had courage to do something, you had to make yourself vulnerable in order to have that courage. So courage cannot exist without vulnerability. It's
yeah,
impossible.
yeah. It's just to cross that wall of fire. I mean, you put yourself out there, you're very vulnerable, and then you just like go through it, and like by magic, you survive.
Mm-hmm.
And then it just brings that confidence. This is how you build your confidence.
Yeah,
Just,
and the more you throw yourself into it, the more
yeah,
you are okay with being vulnerable, because that's what this is. This is about vulnerability. We're going live. People from all around the world see it. You know, this is what we do.
yeah,
We embrace our vulnerability. We embrace
yeah,
it. And that's where the courage then grows. The courage then
yeah,
grows from being vulnerable consistently putting yourself in that position where you're vulnerable. You just don't care. You just
yeah,
don't care really, because you're going to get some nonsense, you know, you're going to get some nonsense. But to be honest, to be fair, and you're probably the same, right? You probably don't get a lot of nonsense on your page. I might get the odd comment here or there, but I can probably count on one hand how many bad comments and negative comments I've had. less,
Yeah.
probably 5 in a year and a half.
No.
Like, there's not,
It's
because
not.
you can't argue with the truth. That's the way it works. You can't argue with the truth.
Yeah.
You know, and if you're confident in what you're sharing is true, don't be fucking scared. No one, and if anyone can argue with it, I want to hear what that argument is.
Yeah, for sure. I like to debate, so I welcome anyone to challenge what I'm speaking about. So I'm very open-minded, and if someone brings me a new idea, maybe I will, okay, they didn't see it that way, and I will just evolve from that. So it's all a work in progress. Nothing is fixed. Everything about evolution is always in movement. So yeah, so me, I'm really open to friendly debate, and when it comes from a place of respect, I will listen 200%.
Right. So, Vince, I know we wanted to keep this less than an hour.
Yeah.
Because we've only got 9 minutes left
10
now.
minutes.
So
Yeah.
I want to give the last few minutes to you, just to really hit home with what you think is the most important message that you want to get across right now at this time. You know, divine timing. What is divine timing telling you? What is divine guidance telling you? You want to share with the collective. It's yours.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you. So yeah, so just this life is very powerful. There's a lot to it. So there's a lot of material and a lot of it can brings you to a lot of places, a lot of reflection. So yeah, again, the topic of this life is sovereignty. So like if you can tap into like just, it's always like baby steps, you know, just little victory every day. The goal is not to be okay right now. I know I'm not sovereign in many aspects, and I want to be sovereign tomorrow morning. It's like climbing a ladder. So don't get discouraged by the immense gap that you might see today. It's like climbing the Everest. It's one step at the time. So just keep your focus on the top of the mountain and just put 1 foot in front of each other, or just climb one step at a time. And the universe has your back. Just tap into it's time to tap into the faith that we have, and just to move forward with faith. Faith is a powerful thing. You don't need to, with your logical mind, to understand, okay, tomorrow I need to do this for that and this and say that to that person. No, just move forward, and one step at a time. Keep your aim on the top of the mountain, and just walk one step at a time, 1 day at a time, 1 minute at a time, but just to stay like centered, and always be in your heart. And your heart, when you tap into that intelligence, the heart, you cannot let your logical mind override your heart. The heart comes first, and when you really tap into that intelligence, you cannot go wrong. When it comes from a place of love with good intentions, you cannot go wrong. It's impossible. It's impossible. So that's pretty much what came, like we say, like through, because we all channel, you know, we're connected to our higher self, and the more that you are healed and all that. So this is just what came through.
That's we're channeling all the time. When I speak, when I do lives, I channel. I don't know what I'm going to say before I go live. Like some people say, how do you speak sometimes for hours? When I do like coaching programs, like I speak for hours, like. And I don't rehearse. I don't plan anything. I just know a few. I have a bit of an idea of what I'm going to
do. And we go.
Yeah, exactly. So Niema had a question here, actually. She put it in the questions box. Can you speak about those who are looking for savior, following one person as if they can offer illumination?
Sorry, I missed it. I was reading another comment from Organical Meta.
Can you speak about those who are looking for a savior, following one person as if they can offer illumination?
Yeah, that's what I have to say about that is improve your mindset. I mean, there is no savior but yourself.
We have to save ourselves. We have to save ourselves. Yeah, you know, there's guidance, there's assistance. Yeah. You said it exactly right. Like there's assistance from the dimensions above, whatever you want to call it, from the divine, right?
Yes.
From the multidimensional beings,
advisors,
another dimension, right? There is assistance, but because of our power, they can't mess with our ability to be sovereign. That's the way it works. Like,
Mhm.
how can you be a sovereign being if you're having to follow exactly what somebody is telling you to do? You're not sovereign then, are you?
No,
If that
exactly.
makes you a follower. You can't be a leader and a follower. You've got to be either a leader or a follower. You're
Mhm.
either a leader or you're a follower. That's the way it works, right? I mean, in the sense, like, you can learn from others, but don't like worship others like as in they're above you or they're higher than you. There is
No.
this is where that bullshit's got to go. Like,
Yeah.
there is no, like, but we're here on this plane. There's we're all equal to a certain extent, right? We're all equal to something. Everyone has the ability to at least be equal.
Yeah.
But of course we're gonna get some levels of consciousness which are way down there, and some levels of consciousness which are way up here. But everyone has the ability to raise consciousness. Everyone.
Yes. Yes. And it's a choice. Back
Mm.
to free will. Back to free will. You can let's say if we go back, let's say to prophecies. I mean, you can wait for prophecies while eating Doritos and let's say jerking off on porn. You can do
Mm.
that. It's a choice.
Mm.
So if
Mm.
it's your choice,
Absolutely.
then so be it. So it's your choice. I respect it. All the best to you. This is not what I do, and I don't. It's not. I don't think it's optimal. So like each lifetime, I mean, we have the opportunity to just shine. So yeah, don't. There is no savior. There is no nobody that will carry you on their back and bring you on their back.
Mm-hmm.
And don't try to bring people on your back. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
you can. I mean, it's free will. You can pick people that are stirring around you, trying to carry them on your back, but it will slow you down big time.
Mm-hmm. But
Yeah.
it's like a book, right? Even the information that we get, you can do something with it, or you can read a book and do nothing with it. The information
Mhm.
you get, knowledge is not wisdom. Knowledge put into action is wisdom. That's where the wisdom comes
Yeah.
from. Wisdom comes from the experience of taking action with knowledge. So whether it comes from a book or whether it comes from higher
Channel. Yeah.
dimensions, whether you're
No,
channeling
reading.
it, if you're not doing anything with the information, because I get a lot of downloads,
Mhm.
but if you don't do anything with it, and everyone really does, if you're really open to it, you'll get the information, you'll get true knowledge, wisdom, and guidance. You'll get it. Everyone has that ability to get that from source, right?
Yeah.
Everybody has that ability, but
Yeah.
you can enhance that ability without a doubt. But you've got to do something. Like, it don't just happen magically. You've got to be doing the work. Like, there's
Yeah.
work, there's effort involved. Otherwise you lose that connection. Like, I've got to stay activated. Like, I call it deactivated and activated. Like, I can be a fucking zombie like 99% of the world, or I can be a conscious demigod in this dream world.
Yeah. Because
But
yeah, but because back to what you were saying, like knowing and not doing is not knowing.
mhm,
It's the same thing. If you don't do anything with the knowledge you receive, it's like not knowing. So
absolutely.
doing is key. Be a doer. Yeah,
Mhm.
that's powerful. So yeah. So
All
yeah,
right, Vin.
I'm
We
amazing.
hit
Like
an hour now.
we hit the hour, so I'm very grateful again. So yeah, so you had that download to do that live with me, and you contacted me. So I'm grateful for you for that.
Of course.
So as soon as you shared that you had that download, I mean, I trust your downloads, and I sit with it and I say, yeah, I resonate a lot on doing that. And it took maybe like a month to do it, but I mean, in divine timing, I had to go through stuff, and everything is always in
There's going to
divine
be
timing.
more coming. We know that, right?
Yeah,
There's going to be a lot more coming.
because
That
we're just getting
we're
started.
just starting. Like,
Oh
this is
yeah,
exciting times.
yeah,
Really, really exciting times. I say I don't speak a lot about my visions, but let me tell you, there's a lot of beauty, magic coming. That's what I can say,
yes.
right?
I have that knowingness. I know it. So
Yeah,
it's just getting started. Let's put it that way.
yeah,
Yes.
on a level which many people wouldn't even be able to comprehend. Let's just leave it at that.
Yeah.
You know?
Great. So yeah, so love and light to all. If you have been on this live or if you watch a replay in 2, 3, 4, 5 years from now, time is just an illusion. So you got that transmission in the now, in the divine timing. So I'm just grateful to be able to connect with people like you, like a great master here, Cam, a very solid master. So grateful to be able
Likewise, King.
to join force, to synchronize, and like to rise and synchronize. So it's just like a new mindset, a new way of living. It's the new herd mentality. What we're doing is we're pioneers, we're the trailblazers. So like we're opening the path for more like a it's this is just like will become easier and easier, and it will get exponential. So it's like exponential.
Our souls are connected, and that's why physically we even look a little bit alike. I'm like a smaller version of you.
Yeah. So yeah,
brilliant,
amazing.
good
so
stuff,
more,
guys.
yeah, thanks to all, and
Thank you very much for the comments, everyone. But we wanted to keep this under an hour because we want to also put it up on YouTube, and it likes that 1 hour mark.
Yes. So more to come, as always. I always say that more to come. Because there's always something more coming.
Absolutely, because the 1 hour just goes so quickly. So we'll definitely do this again, man. We'll definitely do it again.
Sure, in divine timing. So thank you very much, Cam, again. And
much love.
See you in the next one. Take care. Bye.
Oh yeah!